I was at a performance of a Broadway show called Sly Fox, many years ago. The star of the show was George C. Scott. Do you know who I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. Patton. Mr. Scott was well known throughout the world, of course, but well known in our industry as a very demanding, very serious actor. No, bullshit around George C. Scott. The curtain went up, the play began, a few actors doing what they were supposed to do, and then Mr. Scott made his entrance. And he noticed instantly that a woman in the front row had placed her purse conveniently on the stage right in front of her. She was sitting here. You could see George C. Scott see that purse. And, pretty much sticking with the blocking that I think he was given, he came down by the edge of the stage and very, very gently gave it just the tiniest little tap to indicate that she should move her purse. This is not proper. She didn't get it. A minute or two later, Mr. Scott came back down around, probably altering his blocking a little bit, and pushed the purse a good 3 or 4 inches towards her. She didn't get it. I think she got it when George C. Scott started way up here stage left and came down stage center and punted that purse out into the theater. Lipstick, makeup, tissues, money, everything, everywhere. And a round of applause from 1,000 people, but not that lady. I think she got it then. You don't fool around with someone like George C. Scott. Another actor that I will name, Frank Langella, also known to be a little, let's say, temperamental and demanding. He was doing a one-man show off-Broadway, which I didn't see. I don't even recall the title of it, but a friend of mine was the stage manager on it, and she related this story. As Langella approached the wing one night to do a performance, a couple hundred people in the audience, he casually leaned over to her and he said, "It's kind of hot in here. Can you see if you can do anything about that?" And then he walked out on stage and did Act 1. When he came off for the intermission, he came by her and said, "What about the heat?" And she said, "I checked with the house manager, and he's turned everything off, and we're doing what we can." Langella went to his dressing room, came out for Act 2, walked by the stage manager without a word, without a look, started Act 2, and 5 minutes into it, walked off stage. As he passed the stage manager, he said, "I told you it's 2! Expletive deleted. Ha!" He went to his dressing room, got his coat, and left. Stage manager had to go out to the audience and say, "Due to circumstances beyond our control, this evening's performance is unable to continue. I thank you for coming. If you would check back with wherever you purchase your tickets tomorrow, arrangements will be made. Thank you." There's nothing else you can say. Obviously, Mr. Langella's what he did was wrong and actionable. This is a union show. He is a union performer, union stage manager. Union actors, professional actors, don't do these kind of things. And it would fall to the stage manager to go to the union the next day and complain. The union would go to the producer and say to the producer, "What do you want to do about this? You have grounds to fire that actor if you want." Which they did. Unfortunately, Mr. Langella was the producer, and he didn't want to fire himself. That's my old world in New York. You know something about that. Oh, stop.